Let me ask you a real question. You have insurance, right? But if something happened to you today, an accident, a hospital admission, or even a car crash, would you actually know what to do? Would the process be smooth, or would you be calling people confused, stressed, and frustrated? Here's the truth. Most Kenyans don't have an insurance problem. They have an insurance experience problem. Hello, and welcome to Insurance World TV, your trusted platform for simple, practical insurance and financial knowledge. Today, we're talking about a powerful shift happening right now. Is insurance still about the product, or is it now about the experience? Does it just matter that you have an insurance policy, or it matters what the policy can do for you when the need arises? Insurance in the old world. Let's go back. Insurance in Kenya used to be very simple. You buy a policy, pay, collect, and keep documents somewhere, then pray nothing happens. And if something happens, you start looking for your insurance provider, retrace where you kept the policy documents, look for your insurer's nearest office to report the claim. Everything was manual, slow, and paper-based. And for many people, that defined insurance in the old world. Now, let's turn our attention to insurance in the new world. Fast forward to today. Insurance has gone digital. You can buy cover on your phone, access policies via apps, submit claims online, and track progress in real time. Sounds perfect, right? But here's the twist. Digital access has improved, but experience hasn't always kept up. So, what is the real problem? Let's talk about real Kenyan experiences. Example: health insurance. You have a medical cover. On paper, everything looks fine. You are insured, protected, and prepared for any medical emergency. There is a sense of comfort that comes with knowing you have done the responsible thing. Then one day, you fall sick and go to the hospital. At the reception, you present your insurance details, expecting a smooth process. Instead, you hear the words, "The system is down, please wait." What was supposed to be a simple verification turns into uncertainty. Minutes stretch into hours. You are in discomfort, yet the process meant to support you becomes the first source of frustration. Alternatively, you decide to handle things digitally. You log into the claims portal, hoping for efficiency, but the experience quickly becomes overwhelming. The platform is not intuitive. You are unsure which documents to upload. The instructions are unclear. You try to reach out for help, but there is no response, or it comes too late to be useful. In some cases, the process moves forward, but slowly. Days turn into weeks. There is little to no communication. You are left wondering whether your claim is being processed, rejected, or simply ignored. It is at this point that a critical realization sets in. The issue is no longer about whether you have insurance. You do. The policy exists, the premiums have been paid, and the coverage is in place. Yet, in the moment that matters most, what defines your experience is not the policy itself, but how effectively the system around it works. This is where the true shift in insurance becomes clear. Insurance is no longer just a product defined by terms and conditions. It is an experience shaped by systems, processes, and communication. The speed of verification, the clarity of instructions, the responsiveness of support, and the transparency of claims processing, These are now the real indicators of value. A good policy may promise protection, but a good experience delivers it. In today's environment, especially in a fast-moving, digitally connected society, people expect more than coverage. They expect ease, reliability, and clarity. When these are missing, trust begins to erode, regardless of how strong the policy may be on paper. Ultimately, the true value of insurance is revealed not when you purchase it, but when you use it. And in that moment, what matters most is not what you bought, but how well it works. That is the difference between having insurance and experiencing it. Product versus experience. Let's simplify this. Product is what you bought, the cover with benefits that you paid premium for. The experience is how it works, the speed, its simplicity, how it communicates to you, and how WLL, do you trust it? Two insurers can have the same product, but completely different experiences. And guess what? People remember the experience more than the product. Let's make this real. Two employees. Person A has a medical cover. On paper, everything is in place. Premiums are paid, the card is acted to eBay, and there is a sense of security that comes with being insured. But there is one problem. They don't actually understand the cover. One day, they fall sick and go to the hospital. At the reception, they present their insurance details, expecting a smooth process, but instead, he is asked many irrelevant questions by the hospital receptionist. Is this inpatient or outpatient? Do you have a limit for this? Is this hospital on your panel? They don't have the answers.
Confusion sets in.
They step aside and start making calls. First contact is the HR, who is not reachable. Then calls a colleague, who is unsure what the answers are. Final attempt, a friend, who by all estimation appears to be guessing. Meanwhile, time is passing and the discomfort is growing, making the situation even more stressful. What should have been a simple hospital visit turns into uncertainty, delays, and anxiety. Not because the insurance is bad, but because the understanding is missing. By the time the claim is resolved, even if it is eventually paid, the experience has already shaped their conclusion that insurance is slow, frustrating, and unreliable. At that moment, one realizes that having insurance is not enough. You must understand how it works, because in critical moments, there is no time to figure things out. The real value of insurance is not just in owning a policy, it's in knowing how to use it when it matters most. Now, consider Person B. Person B has the same cover, but when a claim arises, they open an app. The process is guided. Required documents are clearly listed. Upload is instant. Status updates are visible in real time. Approval comes quickly. Communication is clear and structured. The experience is smooth, predictable, and controlled. Their conclusion is very different. Insurance works. It's efficient. It delivers. What changed? Not the product, but the process. The underlying cover did not change. The policy wording did not change. Even the insurer may not have changed. What changed is how the service was delivered. Insurance, at its core, is a promise. But that promise is only truly tested at the point of claim. And at that moment, process becomes the product. If the process is slow, the promise feels weak. If the process is unclear, the promise feels uncertain. If the process is seamless, the promise feels reliable. The role of technology in modern insurance experience. Person B's experience is not accidental. It is the result of intentional system design, digital claims submission, automated workflows, real-time status tracking, and integrated communication channels. These elements reduce friction, eliminate ambiguity, and accelerate decision-making. More importantly, they give the client a sense of control and visibility, which is critical during a stressful event like a loss. Perception is built at claim stage. Most people judge insurance not when they buy it, but when they use it. This means the insurance sales experience creates expectations, while the claims experience defines reality. And perception is formed in that gap. Person A and Person B both bought protection, but only one experienced confidence. For insurers, brokers, and risk managers, the lesson is clear. You are not just selling a policy. You are delivering an experience. That experience is shaped by claims processes, communication clarity, turnaround time, and system efficiency. A technically sound policy with a poor delivery system will still result in dissatisfaction. Conversely, a well-structured process can elevate the perceived value of the same product. Why this shift matters. Today's customer, especially Gen Z, expects speed, transparency, and control. If insurance feels slow, complicated, and hidden, they lose trust. And once trust is gone, the product doesn't matter anymore. If you're in the insurance industry, hear this. You are no longer just selling policies. You are designing experiences. That means simple onboarding, fast claims, clear communication, and mobile-first platforms. Because the future belongs to insurers whose products are easy to understand, easy to access, and easy to trust. So let's answer the question, is insurance still about the product or the experience? The answer is, the product gets you in, but the experience decides if you stay. Same product, different experience,
Different perception.
In today's environment, the competitive advantage in insurance is no longer just in pricing or coverage, it is in execution. Because in the end, clients do not remember the policy document. They remember how the insurance showed up when they needed it most. You don't just need insurance that works on paper, you need insurance that works in real life. That marks the end of our video today. We trust you have learned something. If this opened your eyes, subscribe to Insurance World TV, like the video, and share with your networks. And tell me in the comments, have you ever had a bad insurance experience?